So I came across this video from this incredible black woman right here, Angela B. Your fave on TikTok. And she's saying something that's quite interesting that I actually agree with, that I think a lot of people need to pay closer attention to. And so that's what we're going to be checking out today. Make sure you guys hit that like button, all right, for the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? There's a lot of you that watch on a daily basis and you have not subscribed yet. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. All right. Anyway, let's dive in.
A city without walls will not stand. A nation without borders will not stand. It will destroy. I don't think anybody understand. I don't think many people understand what is going on, but the barbarians, they are within the gates. Don't come for me saying, oh, what barbarians? You're calling people barbarians. There's two sets of immigration that's going on right now. There's an immigration that's prior to 2020, and then there's an immigration after 2020. Actually, three sets, because there was a point of immigration from right after 9/11 up until like the Obama era. That's also another set of immigration. And because your politicians will not tell you, let me expound on what's really going on. Besides the spiritual components of when you import foreign entities into your land, right? Let me explain a little bit. They are going to make America a third world nation, a third world country nation, if people don't stand up and actually do actions. That's why you got to pay attention to the people that you're voting in. One of the things that the Democratic Party is focusing on right now is, if you notice, they're still...
Hold on, before she gets too deep into it, I do agree. I don't want this country to be turned into a third world country. And if we don't make people assimilate to America, that very well will happen, right? A lot of these folks, not everyone, but a lot of these folks are coming from third world countries. Do you think just all of a sudden they just forget where they came from? Forget how they lived back then or over there, right? Like, no. They bring that with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it myself where, you know, you've seen individuals, and I'm not going to say specifically which group of individuals, but I've seen it myself where, you know, a group of individuals have come over from another country into America, right? They're living here on American soil, and they are doing some of the same things that they were probably doing in the home country, and it's not something that you would normally see here in America. And it's very weird, it's very strange. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm trying to be a little nice here, right? Because I don't want to disrespect anybody, but also at the same time, when you come to America, you need to assimilate to what it is that we have going on. So not only do you need to learn the language, you need to be proficient in English. I need to be able to hold a conversation with you. Not me personally, but just law enforcement, right? Needs to be able to hold a conversation with you without needing a translator. That is absolutely ridiculous to me. You know, that the fact that we need translators for certain things, you know, people coming from overseas, like, no, learn the language if you want to come to the land. And if you don't know the language before it's your time to come, like, you know, for example, in my humble opinion, if somebody is going through the process to become a legal citizen, right? Cool, fine. We love people coming here legally. By the time it's time for you to step foot on American soil, if you get here and you can't speak English proficiently, you are going back to where you came from. And not only are you starting over, all the money that you had to pay, you know, that is gone. Like you ain't getting that back, because you're wasting our time now. So no, all that money that you spent to come over here, you're not getting it back. You're not getting reimbursed. You're getting deported back to your country. Learn the language before you come. Simple, right? Simple. Number two, assimilate to what we have going on here. The culture, the things that we do. Don't be over here doing a bunch of weird stuff. I'm not saying you have to completely forget about where it is that you came from, or completely get rid of some of the traditions that, you know, your culture has. But on a daily basis, especially when you're out in public, you are going to be an American. Not what it is that you came from. You're an American. All right. It's simple. It is simple. Some people are going to hate me saying that. I don't care. You are an American. Act like it. I mean, because legitimately, if they came here legally, they are an American. You know what I'm saying? So act like it. Don't act like the person it was, wherever you came from. No. You're an American. Act like it. Let me know if y'all agree with that in the comments, all right?
Actions. That's why you got to pay attention to the people that you're voting in. One of the things that the Democratic Party is focusing on right now is, if you notice, they're pulling away from abortions, they're pulling away from LGBT, they're pulling away from inclusivity, but they're focusing on other areas that will allow immigration. The problem is not with legal immigration. The problem is we are dealing with illegal immigration. That guy in the middle of Manhattan saying his declarations and proclamation of Allah is just a token of a clarion call that was ignited in all other cities across the nation. Because why do you think he has so much confidence? Why do you think he has so much position and authority to do that in the middle of Manhattan? New York City is the capital, the finance capital city of the world. Did y'all forget what's really going on? This was get people over, infiltrate the communities, get into government, and then conquer the people. I don't think y'all understand what's really going on. And while many of you guys were saying that, oh, we don't want Christians in our schools, and we don't want Christians teaching our children, and we don't want Christians, la, 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 la. The one thing about Christians is we don't impose on other people, the biblical Christian. Because what you don't realize is the amount of illegal people that entered, that infiltrated this country, is going to turn down this country if something is not done. These people came from places where they had to be savages. See, when y'all travel, y'all love to go to the tourist part. How come y'all don't go to the inner country and really see how these people live? These people are cutthroat. They have no means, or they have no morality, and they definitely don't have no boundaries when it comes between your life and their life.
No, that's facts. And I've seen it. As a matter of fact, before I started this video, I was going to post up some videos because if you look at what's going on in Europe right now, like the UK, London, the whole nine, what's going on over there in a lot of those countries, it is absolutely sad to watch. Part of it. Another part of me is like, well, y'all voted for this. You allowed yourselves to be convinced that just importing the third world at will was going to be some fantastic idea. And now you have people from other countries who have a different way of living, who see and value life completely different than you, walking around with machetes, threatening people, swinging them at people, actually stabbing some people. Big machetes just walking around, And the clips are easy to find. They are not hard to find. Trust me. There are clips of people from these other countries that are in Europe. These other countries, right? And they immigrated to countries in Europe, and they're threatening the citizens from these different European countries. And it is absolutely crazy, man. Europe may very well be over. Places like London are like absolute shitholes. Excuse my language. But they are. I mean, what is going on is just absolutely tragic. It is super sad to watch. But then, like I said, that's what they voted for. It's what they voted for. Honestly, I would encourage any, right wingers in Europe to legally come to America. Let's make this the last stronghold. Let's make it the last stronghold. Anybody in Europe who is sick and tired of the left-wing nonsense, legally immigrate to the United States and don't vote for that left-wing stuff that made you leave your former country. Vote for Republicans here in America, and we're going to make America great again. You know what I mean? I think that would be a fantastic idea. I'm all for that. You know what I mean? And we can make America the last stand, and we can send all the liberals to Europe and let them mingle. Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Now, obviously, I'm not forcing anybody out of the country, but If the left saw a mass amount of conservatives coming to America, legally coming to America, and we're winning even more elections, right? Here in America, bunch of conservatives, I mean, all over the place being elected. Maybe Democrats will self-deport, right, to Europe, and all the left-wingers can be over in Europe somewhere. All of us common sense folks, us conservatives, us Republicans, we'll live right here on American soil. Don't that sound like a good plan? I think it does. I love the sound of that. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments, all right?
Because it's not only the government system, the corporations, they need to have a complete overhaul. Why? Because they're a part of the problem too. At the same time, on the face value, it looks like they're not for illegal immigration, but they have been. They're the one who's been funding it the whole time. Who you think they hiring like that? It ain't the American people. Look at all the other countries right now that are starting to, they've been tightening up on their security when it comes to immigration. These people know what's going on. And the fact of the matter is, you have a lot of countries around the world. They seen what was going on and they looked the other way because they want the demise of this country. Because what y'all don't understand is United States is actually in their way of a lot of plans that they're trying to do, quote unquote, what is it called? A multi-polarizing system. They don't want no multi-polarizing system for real. They want the demise of the empire that ran for 100+ years. And many of y'all are helping them. Let me ask you a question. Many of these people that infiltrated illegally, they have countries to go back to home to. Do you? Do you?
That is one fantastic way to end that video. Drop the mic. These people who are immigrating here illegally, and some of them are fantastic people. I got to be honest. Some of these people that have come here illegally, they have good intentions. They are truly nice people, right? But also, there's a lot of folks not so great. Not so great. Okay? They all have a country to go back to. Where do you return to? Once America is destroyed, where do you return to? Exactly. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. There are very few places that now, thankfully, I think I just saw that there was another European country that just elected a conservative. And I'm trying to think of where it was. Or what was it? Was it South America? There was some election recently in some country where they elected basically a conservative, what would be the equivalent to a conservative in their country. And I'm not talking about what was that, Japan recently? I'm not talking about them. There was like a European or South American country that recently elected someone, and that was really cool to see. I wish I would have saved it, but man. Make sure we are electing the right people. And that includes Republicans as well, right? Because we have some rhinos. Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, John Thune. I'm not a big fan of John Thune whatsoever at all. At all. He screams uniparty to me. Uniparty. Senate Majority Leader John Thune screams uniparty. Even Mike Johnson. You know, like if I had to give these guys a grade, right? Obviously, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, they're getting straight Fs, right? Straight Fs. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. John Thune, I'll give him a D, right? Mike Johnson, I'll give him a C. You know, so not great grades, okay? Even Mike Johnson. I would prefer anyone who has like a C or worse. We primary them. C or worse. If you got a C score or worse, we primary them. And Mike Johnson would have a C on my grading scale. He's getting primaried. He's out of there. House Speaker, yeah, he's gone. Senate Majority Leader, yeah, he's gone. We vote those people out and we move some new people in. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene recently has been a little, I don't know what's been Marjorie Taylor Greene's deal. I don't know if y'all have seen it. Maybe I'll make a video on it. But Marjorie Taylor Greene has been a little shaky recently, a little shaky. You know, I don't mind obviously disagreeing with Trump and pushing back because I've done it my darn self. And honestly, all of you agreed with me when I said it, right? But I don't know. She been doing some weird, saying some weird stuff lately. I'm just like, I used to like you, Marjorie. I used to like you, but you're a little shaky with me right now. A little shaky, but we'll see. We'll see. Y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why or why not? Let me know. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.